Hi everybody, welcome back to Flame's Pyro Art for Beginners. Today we're looking at creating the shield of this Viking warrior. I just wanted to do a very quick video, only 15-20 minutes, to explain a little of what I've done here to create this like brass mount. The way we can give an effect of something looking like it's domed is by firstly what I've done is darkened the circle of the mount of the brass dome. So we darken that up. I have added, which will need a little bit more detail, 2 little screws there, but they're not important at the minute. Then the next stage is to start thinking about when you're creating like a dome effect, you have to imagine in your mind's eye the darkness at the very bottom of the mound you're building. So you've got your really darkest point at the bottom, and then as you progress you go lighter and lighter with your shade, trying to keep the shape that you're trying to achieve. So let's have a little look. Let's just see if we can really tone this up. So I'm using the very edge of the flat round at the minute because I've just been doing some work on the shield itself, on the leather. So I'll just use the edge, and what we have to do is turn our boards because we want to keep going in the shape that we're looking to achieve. It's much like a dog's eye, for example. You know, we over time build up, leave yourself some lighter areas for the contrast to try and add the effect. And then if you see here, so we've got the darkest point, then we've got a little lighter rim, and then our dome on the top. So we're coming from dark to little touches of light, you know, just highlighting until we get to a dome at the top. Now on the back end of the dome we must have another contrast of complete darkness to give this dome the effect that it is actually sat up, you know, that it's 3-dimensional. So we have a dark point this side, a dark point on the other side of the dome, and then just some shading touches to give the effect. And then all this area is like just the metal surround. So that's flat. But if we think about it as well, we would see a larger area of the metal in the foreground and really in the background we would see less, so there should really be slightly less on the back edge. So what we'll do is widen out this side, as I've already done the bottom, to a darkness, so that can't be touched. Well, it can be lightened now, but then you're talking about sandpaper and stuff, and then you start ruining all the hours of work that you've put into something. So we'll just create a larger flat rim on the near side. So all this, and this large flat round isn't ideal for this. But if we just switch off for a moment and unplug that pen, we'll go back. What I used to create the dome was the extra small space shader, just because you can get much more control with it, and it's just a better tool for shaping and capturing your edges. Remember, the heat settings will change for the size of the tip that you've got. And so the setting I had on the large flat round, which I got it running at about 2.5 on this extra small space shader, will be a much hotter heat applied to my wood than what the large flat round would have been. So that's another thing we have to bear in mind when you're switching tips. You do have to think about your heat settings. It's another important little tip for you, is if you are changing tips to capture a different look with something, then you must think how it's going to affect the heat that's coming through the pen. Because we look at these as if, just say that they are like our graphite pencils, aren't they? Pyrography pens. We work obviously just in what we call sepia or sepia, however you want to pronounce it. I think I pronounce it sepia, but I'm not sure. I don't know if in America and stuff you pronounce it differently. If we have any Americans in the group watching this now. Okay, so let's have a look at this brass stud. So like I said, here's the bottom. I'm sorry we're working on an angle, but we need to get at the right angle to be able to do this. You must work round in the shape that you're trying to produce. So at its very base of this dome is the darkest point. Then as we move up, we just start flicking with lighter tones. See here we can add an effect with our highlight we've got in there. We can run a bit of a darker edge in there. As I said, all this wants to be flat. There is no shape to this part, it's just a disc. So we're not looking to shape it up or anything, it's just, we just want it dark, basically. And as you get right up to my axe handle, that still needs a lot of work. Get as tight as possible to it. See, there's little tiny gaps that I've missed. If you think about it in real life, there won't be tiny gaps that you miss, just tightening up them tiny little areas. They may be ever so small, but they're important nonetheless. Let's turn the heat down a little touch. I'll take the heat out of it by dabbing it onto my leather strop. Okay, so on the back edge, I've turned the heat down now just to just under 2. On the back edge we've got this tiny thin dark strip just to give this light area pop, the contrast. It's just really as well just imagining in your mind's eye how you think something that would be like a stud or whatever, how it would appear to the eye. Got the darkest bit right at the base of this. I have to turn the board again a bit because the dome is going this way, isn't it? It's going up and round, so I need to move my board. So I'm moving my strokes in the right direction. Remember, never be, what we say, cack-handed with your artwork. Move your wood instead of coming at things from the wrong angle. If you come at it from the wrong angle and burn it from the wrong angle, it won't give the same effect as if you took the time to move your board and burn in the correct angle. And then, so what I've done here, just to add another little bit of highlighting to give this top dome a chance to pop up, got another thin dark piece, because if you think about how our dome would run, you would see it here, you'd see it here, and as you're wrapping round, you're going to see less and less of the front, of the dome, aren't you, until the back end. So that's why we're going thinner. I'm using the point at this time. And this bit is really just a very fine little strip there. And and then our top dome. We just have to think about how the shine, and we want to leave some highlights on it because this is like a brass or whatever metal dome, but we need them contrasts in light to be able to give something a pop effect. And then it looks, hopefully on the screen to you, a bit like a button that you could press. I mean, as I go, I will add a little bit more, very light, even turning the heat way down to 1.5 on this extra small space shader, because I don't want to be burning hot on the top. Remember, darker things appear further away when they're sat next to a lighter area. The lighter area appears to be more forward. And that's the basic rule. Darker pushes things back. As you blend to a lighter, you're bringing things more forward. I've been working on this piece now for quite a few days, and I really enjoyed messing about with it and just seeing it evolve. Far from happy with the axe handle as yet, it's just not popping. So we are going to be darkening up this shield some more, and I don't know if we're going to have to maybe sand this back a little, the axe handle or something, but we'll see when I finish darkening out the shield. But that was just a little tip for you today of how you can make a dome effect just simply by dark at the bottom, adding the odd little highlight on its way up, leaving the main area on the top lighter, just add a few like little, you know, flicks for effect, and then on the back end of it we need the darkness again for it to be able to lift up, and then we have ourselves hopefully a 3D effect, a depth effect stud. So there we go. We'll just keep working on this Viking, and if there's any more little tips and tricks that I think are important that I can share with you, I will do another little video. Okay, so take care everybody. That was just a very short video today. I hope you're all well and enjoying your pyrography and staying safe. I'll say take care for now. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more videos and of tips and hints of how to improve your pyrography, subscribe, leave me a like, leave me a comment. I'd be very grateful. I'm very appreciative of you sharing your time with me. It's very kind of you, and I hope to repay your kindness with some little bits of knowledge. Okay, take care for now guys. Thank you. Bye.